live stuff. Let me turn this dehumidifier off since we're in lovely, warm, and wet Georgia. That thing has been running all the time. I've had to empty it every freaking day. We'll see if some folks show up. If not, this will be available forever and ever, of course, here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. If you do show up and hang out in the chat, thanks for showing up. And if you see it later on, leave some comments, like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. So I wanted to do these as a regular review, but there's so much stuff right now, and I didn't want to put them off. I really wanted to review them last week, but between JoeFest and some interviews that I've been doing, there's just been a lot going on, and I couldn't work them into the regular schedule. So I thought, heck, I'm off for the next few days. Let's get some live reviews done. So we're going to be taking a look at this Delta-17 stuff I got at JoeFest today. And then I might do a little something tomorrow. Might do a little something on the 4th of July. Maybe even Sunday, depending on how it goes. Because I've got to figure out when I'm going to put up a review of my JoeFest stuff. Because we talked a little bit about it on the latest episode of Audible Interlude on the live stream. But I got a lot more than what was shown. And I want to do, I don't know, I kind of want to do a video featuring everything I picked up at JoeFest. But I also wouldn't mind doing maybe just some short form videos going over each thing, like for Instagram or TikTok or whatever, just each vehicle, each figure. I don't know, I hadn't quite decided what I want to do there. But for today, Delta-17 is the name of the game. Very excited. We've talked about the O-Ring Renaissance plenty. Delta-17s are my favorite, but I do want to make a point just because O-rings are such a topic of conversation lately. Here, let's slide these guys up to the top because there are some O-rings on the market now with a lot more to come. We got to talk about Call Sign Longbow. You know, this is their first release that is absolutely beautiful. It is an extremely well-made O-ring figure. The design of the backpack, I mean, this is, I guess I need to get these guys out of the picture. We're going to be looking at other stuff for a second. I love how modular everything is with these modern ones, how everything stores in the backpacks, the thought put into the design. I did a review of this guy. You can see it on the channel, but I just wanted to kind of bring it out just to show how beautiful what we're getting right now is. So that's our first Call Sign Longbow release with lots more to come. And then we've got, using the same body, our Skeletron release. That again, just the storage possibilities on this one, the way that everything is designed on it, just an absolutely incredible figure. Extremely well done. We are in a good spot with the O-rings that are coming out. And then we've got, of course, the first ones to return, Strike Force Alpha, that sort of set the stage for what we're seeing now. And these, you know, are to the point where they've got interchangeable parts. Lots going on with this line. Great decos. They're toys. They're great toys. Pop that back in there. A lot of thought was put into the design on these and in making them not just great collectibles. And we've talked about it on the show. I think that's what's so great about O-rings, is they're great collectibles, but they're also great toys. There's just enough there to play with and to look awesome. And then finally, of course, most recently, our new Super 7 Reaction Plus figures that are also great figures. And I've said, no, I don't love that the rivets aren't colored. But, you know, Falcon Review goes up, what is today? I think Falcon goes up tomorrow, and I think Jinx goes up next week. So you'll see this in more detail. But my point is, we got a lot of O-rings, and they're all a lot of fun, unless you don't like O-rings. And if you don't like O-rings, I don't know what you're doing in the conversation. I don't go and talk about baseball because I'm not into it. So my opinion is irrelevant. All right. So let's get down to some Delta-17 business. We got a couple of figures. We've got the Hailstorm. What is up, Wreck Ship? Glad to see you here, buddy. The Hailstorm, which I did unbox at our live JoeFest panel, which you can hear wherever you get your podcasts. But I'm going to be opening up again because that was a lot. It was a little different. It's just not as good an arena for an unboxing. But we had Ken sitting there with us, so I just thought it would be a fun thing to do. So let's slide all of that off to the side. We're going to start with the weapons pack, which I didn't realize they were working on. Totally makes sense though, because look, you've got all this tooling. Do something with it. Do a little something extra, because people are always asking for accessory packs, for head packs, for just extra stuff for the figures. And a weapons pack, I mean, what an easy thing to put together. Personally, I love that it's bagged. I've said before, bag everything. Like, I don't need packaging. Stick everything in a bag and ship it to me. I don't care. So this includes, look at this. AK, we've got kind of a stylized font. I'm not going to sit here and read all of these, but you've got a bunch of named weapons. Let's pop this thing open and take a look at them. Actually, I'm going to make this easy because it's not like I'm going to be resealing it. All right. So I have reviewed Delta-17 stuff here on the channel before. Let me see if I can do a little zoom in. YouTube's a little funny about zooming, but it looks like we're okay. All right, so I've reviewed their stuff before. We know their accessories are nice and thick, nice and rigid. These feel exactly how I want them to feel for this scale, for this size. So you got a couple of katana, very nice. Use those with your Joes or whatever. We got this beauty with a bipod. I mean, this is a fantastic piece. This is a cool thing to have extra in your collection. This one looks, well, I was going to say a little more like a bad guy weapon, but I'm not so sure that's true. Oh, that's right. When you're live on YouTube, it's hard to get the focus to work properly when you're zoomed. But anyway, we've got this cool piece. What else? I'm going to kind of just go through these. There you go. These are definitely things to give a lot of variety to your O-ring collection, or really probably your modern scale stuff, if you so desire. Get a little, I like the angle of that. That's pretty cool. And of course the red painted detail on that one gives it a little extra. And then finally you've got some extra detachable parts for the Okami. So cool little set to get. I think it's $7 once it goes up online, but don't quote me on that. So next up, since I've already unboxed the Hailstorm, we'll go ahead and do that one next. This is, when Ken showed me this, I think it was last year at JoeFest, I was so excited because I get so many different 80s vibes off of it. Packaged very nicely. This little cube displays well, stores well. Everything about it is good. I like the way they've got the two different trays in there to hold it in place. You've got a label sheet, so you can customize your mini Hailstorms that you will inevitably purchase. And there it is. First of all, this is a solid chunk of plastic. The plastic of this feels very good. It is not thin at all. This is a solid piece, very well constructed. As you can see, the ammo belts come out. These are a flexible, like rubbery, soft plastic material that do come out of there. And as I discovered, so this is also very modular. We'll get to that in a minute. First, I just want to play around some more with the articulations. You can see you've got elbows, you've got a point right there. Shoulders are fully articulated, not just swivels. So you can kind of have this kind of thing going on if you so desire. You could even do, let's see, so we've got a bicep swivel. So you can have all kinds of, I'll worry about the ammo belts later. Matter of fact, let's just pop those off. Let's just pop those off for now. So you can have all kind of like attack formations with these things, just to make them look different. They don't have to look as humanoid on a tank as they are coming out of the box, even though I do love that look. It's a classic, again, really 80s look. The backpack is removable and can be used on other Delta-17 figures. The head, I recently discovered, is apparently removable. Oh wow, that little comm piece. So this, much like Battle Armor Cobra Commander's breathing tube, is removable. Perhaps some future customization there, I don't know. And then the head is removable as well. There we go. It's just a little ball peg underneath there. And Delta-17 recently posted that that head is compatible with Skeletron's Skeledrones. Got wheels on here that roll very nicely. And then a rotation at the waist. And because that's a ball peg, the head does have a little more range than just side to side. You can get a little bit of expressiveness out of that. But just the sharpness of all the sculpted detail, the paint application, I mean, this is an excellent toy. It surpassed my expectations for what it was going to be. So there is your Hailstorm. I was curious to see if that waist might pop off. I'm not going to push it. I'll just have to remember to ask Ken about that. So there it is. And it's even got, look at just the way that little tow hook type deals here are sculpted. Just a great looking piece. Also available in a blue color scheme that definitely does not represent any pre-existing factions we might be aware of. The label sheet is great, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to put any labels on this guy or not. I kind of want to leave him default how he is. So that is your Hailstorm that, if it is not available online right now, will be very, very soon. Rexship says, I would love if Steve's developing some sort of mech suit for Shadow Dragon using the backpack and the arm. Yeah, that would be great. All right, let's take a look at these figures. Of course, the core of the O-Ring revolution, just the figures themselves. These are desert versions of the Thunder Battalion and the Delta Squad troop builder figures. I'm a big fan of environmental. I was going to say of desert, but really just of any environmental repaints like this. I'm in. I dig it. And these look great. These are, these start off. These are already cool, unique looking troop builders. Look at that card back. Look at the thickness of that card back. Man. Oh, and this is standard card back size, as you can see. That's, what is that, 5x8-ish? Well, look, we can find out right now, just for my own personal curiosity. No, it is 6x9. I was way off. All right, let's keep going. Blister is securely attached. This thing is not going to just fall off during shipping or anything like that. Got a nice tray inside holding everything in place, and of course plenty of accessories for customization options. Oh, we've got a cover on the tray. Wow, that is some classy packaging right there. And this is all just, well, there's a piece of tape at the top, but really I think friction could have held that thing in place. So fantastic packaging design as well. All right. Oh, maybe I should have kept everybody's stuff. Well, it doesn't matter. Mix and match as you like. Got those nice Delta-17. Oh, can I call them battle stands? Is that copyrighted? I don't know. Or trademarked, whichever is which. Got a couple of little teeny tiny weapons. And this is not actually tape. This is static stuff. So you're not going to get sticky on your accessories. You know I love that. All right, get this plastic out of here. And take a look at these figures. This is a chunky boy. It's got that belt on it. I like it. You know what? I don't remember what went with who, and it doesn't really matter. So let's take a look at... Man, this belt really makes such a difference in its profile and its feel. We've got a med pack on here, lots of great sculpt. This is a rubber belt, a separate piece from the figure. You can see right here the clasp in the front. It just pops right open. And then you've got the figure. Great sculpted detail. Paint application. Everything about this. These Delta-17 figures could not be any more professional. These joints are just gliding, but are nice and tight. They're going to hold that. You can see they're going to hold that pose. Got those wrists. And I'm very curious to see if you have not yet backed the World War Hell Kickstarter, do it. For the most extreme articulation anybody has ever attempted with an O-ring figure, I'm very curious to see how that works out. But personally, while those look awesome and I'm stoked about them, I do like just add the wrist. And everything else is old school. Great looking figure. I love the colors here because we've got this tan, and then rather than a brown, just kind of the light brown. It's a nice contrast, but it's not as extreme. You know, normally I like a lot of contrast in camo or deco or whatever, but in this case, I think it's created a different and singular look. Do the other figures' hands pop off? Well, I would imagine so. But I believe I'm imagining wrong. I'm not going to force that because I don't really care about getting this guy's hand off. It does not feel like it just pops off. But again, that'll be a question for Ken. We'll check with him next time we talk to him. Or Steve, either one. So you got a good range of motion on that ball-jointed neck. Looks great. So this is backpack number 1. I love the paint on that rope right there. Pop that right back into that. Look at that. Nice, snug fit. The execution of these really is just amazing. You know, not that we should expect anything less, regardless of the size of the toy company we're dealing with, but it really does feel like something special when, I mean, this figure is worlds better than stuff that we were buying at Lionel Playworld in the 80s. You know what I mean? Like, this is just an incredible action figure. And when you wonder, you know, this is one of the things you consider when you're pondering the pricing, you know, of these current independently produced toys. You've got a helmet, nicely detailed, that is going to fit right on that head. Got a nice, snug, but easy fit. It's not flopping around or anything. And then you've also got a face mask deal with a little red deco in the visor. And just pop that on there just to see what it looks like. And the helmet and the face mask are both a softer plastic that hold their shape really well, but also are not brittle. And I'm not worried about breaking them as I'm moving them around. Fantastic. Go ahead and put them on the battle stand. This is purely me and my own, just the way I do things. All of my figures, if it's a one-peg stand, the peg is in their right foot, so these Delta-17 stands drive me crazy, even though it does not matter at all. All right, so we've got this little sort of... Boy, look at that. There's a dog bone right there. So that means this fellow is stored. Oh, man. Holy cow. All right, we'll get to that in a minute. That's exciting. So here is the knife. Cool. And I'm just going to give this guy this one. I believe we just saw this a minute ago in the weapons pack. Oh, maybe not. Gosh, how many different weapons hit? No, there it is. Okay. No, it isn't. This is not the same thing. They have produced a lot of different weapons in this line already. All right. Goes right in the hand beautifully, and because of those wrists, get a nice little double grip. I don't want to fiddle with it too much. We're live here. There we go. Look at that. Ah. Ready for action. Very cool. All right, now let's take a look at the other one. Here is the other weapon that was in there. Looks great. So let's take a look at this other guy who is very science fiction-y looking, let's just say. I love the helmet on this one. Very cool design. I could see this looking awesome in a lot of different colors. All right. So same deal, all the articulation, everything moves very nicely. The plastic feels great. All the sculpted detail. I really like the knee pads. As cool as the other guy was, this guy is a little pilot-like, but he's just cool. This really, really, really feels like it could have been like an 88, 89 Joe design to me. I would love to see this one in other colors, which I'm sure we will. Well, and more than we've already seen. Like, I'm talking like neon green and blue, something like that. Neon green and blue with a red visor. Yeah. So, looks awesome. We've got a different backpack that, if you'll notice, has all kinds of fun stuff going on. So, we'll check this out now. We will bring the knife back and slide that home right there on the backpack. We have got, oh my gosh, this is great. So we've got a rocket launcher here that is hollow, so you can actually put one of those rockets in it. Oh, and you've got a nice snug fit. Look at that. Oh, that is design. So it slides in that far, and then it's got a little stop. And because of the way this is designed with that little, just that little nub at the front, it's easy, even for my giant clumsy fingers, to pull that right back out. Oh, I love that. And then, beyond that, you get a little dog bone right there. And that'll store on that backpack along with, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Both of the additional rockets store on that backpack. Look at that. What a great loadout. Again, this is, 3.75-inch O-ring figure with this kind of storage, this kind of detail. I mean, Delta-17 is setting a standard with this stuff. There's no doubt about it. So this is an alternate visor for the other guy. I prefer the red filled in over the hollow, so we're just going to leave this on the side. And then on this guy, if you notice these holes back here, if you hadn't picked up on it by now, every little detail of Delta-17 means something. And we've got a little breather mask. This is a softer plastic. Again, holds its shape but is not rigid. And it is going to plug in to the back. This is wild. It's going to plug into the back of that helmet right there. I don't think I went far enough back. Hang on. Okay, my big clumsy fingers may be a problem here. Okay. So now you've got that breather mask on there, along with the backpack. And because everything stores on that backpack, we can take that other weapon, another blaster, if you will, and pop it right in that hand. And this guy is ready for action also. Wow. Wow. I mean, these are, yeah, that's wreck ship. I've got, you know how big clumsy hand syndrome goes. But, you know, it's good enough for the live review, right? So after all of that, we only have one piece that does not currently have storage. And guess what's going to happen? Either Ken or Steve is going to hit me up. Oh yeah, Rexship just said that can be stored inside the backpack, which totally explains why the backpack is hollow. Oh, look at that. Not only is it hollow, it is actually notched out for that thing. So I'm going to take that gas mask off because I like that guy's face. And we're going to pop it right in the backpack there. That's wild. So I'm guessing maybe the other one stores in the other backpack. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. No, I don't think that's happening. Almost. So we've only got one piece left over to go in the drawer, which you know I like because my parts drawers are full. So that is Delta-17, the stuff I got at JoeFest 2025, which was absolutely amazing. Hang on, let me try and... Oh, wrong way. Oh boy, now I'm just causing problems. All right, well, there's the weapons pack, the 2 desert troops, and the Hailstorm droid. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Love this line. Love all the O-rings that are coming out right now. The fact that we've got all this stuff coming into the market that's such fun, such good quality. It's too much, but it's awesome also. So what a great time to be a toy collector, and especially what a great time to be collecting what to me is the most playable action figures ever made. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things, and until next time, buy what you like, especially if it's big, chunky robots of doom.